Hello, my name is Jeremy,
Och jag heter Åsa.
and this is our camping van, which we have up for sale. We bought this van a few years ago with the intention of using it for sommerstevnes, and we haven't used it quite as much as we thought we would, so it is up for sale. Let's have a look at it. This van is a 1993 full-size Ford Transit work van with a 2.5 liter turbo diesel. This van was converted by a pensionist who I'm guessing was a professional carpenter, Snekked, and he did an amazing job converting the interior of this van. He made this all by hand out of high quality materials. And let's see, the van has two sinks, one in the kitchen here, in the bathroom, has a standard camping toilet, has a very good efficient use of space. I'm about 175 and I have a little bit of space over my head here. I would say that this van is ideal for someone who's 175 centimeters and under. If you're much taller than that, it might not be the vehicle for you. Up here you have lots of storage space. All the way around. The van is registered for 3 people, so you can have 2 people driving, and I was told by the previous owner that it was legal to have a 3rd person in the back area here. You might want to install a seat belt. I'm not sure about the legality of having a passenger ride back here without a seat belt, but that would be easy enough to hook up here. The driver's seat has a air inflated lower back support, which is excellent for long distance driving. There's lots of storage space under these bench seats. They sit about 2 people comfortably per bench seat. We've had 4 people sitting here all right. And here is a replacement turbo and everything that you need to be able to change the turbo. It's a high quality turbo from that I ordered from Australia, not one of the cheap Chinese ones. And the turbo that's in the van right now is working just fine. It's just it's getting to the age where eventually you're going to need to change that turbo. So I have that for you when you need to do that. I also have a repair manual which shows you how to do that step by step. The seating area does convert to a bed which can sleep 1 or 2. My wife and I have both slept here side by side, but I've thought about extending this out a little bit, and that way you could sleep 2 people comfortably here, as well as a 3rd person in the back here. This area comfortably sleeps someone who's about 175 or under. In the kitchen area you have a 12-volt refrigerator, which is quite power efficient. Drawer with your utensils, some accessories in here that come with the van, and other stuff. Originally there was a TV here in this area, but I've made this drawer instead to where you can store lots of dry food, quite a lot of capacity there, your dry food storage. Down here you have a broom and dustpan down there. Then here you have an oven for cooking up coffee or tea or whatever, and it's actually quite effective. The van has a water tank in the back here with a 200 liter storage capacity, which is gigantic actually. That goes right under here along the length of this area. It has 3 full-size batteries. You would call them fritidsbatterier, and it produces about it stores about 3.5 kilowatt hours of power, which is an enormous amount of power. So what's kind of nice about this is you can go out for a week or 2 at a time and use all the power and all the water you want. For heating, the van originally had a standard propane oven here, which I've converted to a shoe holder, and instead I've installed a Webasto style 5,000 watt diesel heater, which uses the diesel fuel of the vehicle. I've had it running at 23 degrees inside the van when it's -5 outside. So you can use this pretty much in all weather, all season. In order to manage the power consumption and to protect the batteries, I've installed this power meter, which provides undervoltage power protection. You can configure it to draw only a certain amount of power before it will shut down the battery banks, or after a certain amount of time. So when you turn this on, then all of the auxiliary power is enabled, and that will automatically be shut down once your limits are reached. So here we have power switches for, here's the salon. I've installed 3 large LED strips, which are very power efficient, consume just about 2 or 3 watts for the whole configuration here. And then this area controls the lighting for the bed in the back, as well as the bathroom. This turns on the pump. There's good water pressure here at the sink. This, of course, turns on the refrigerator. And here you can see what the current voltage is on the power system. You can see how many watts it's using right now. And this is the controller for the Webasto diesel heater. Right now you can set it to a specified temperature. We'll let that fire up. And initially there's a peak in the wattage as the ignition element is heating up, and then that will drop down to a lower amount. There's 2 programs on here. You can specify the temperature, and you can also specify a percentage of operating power. Okay, now that the diesel heater is going, you can see the wattage has dropped down. And here we have a carbon monoxide detector, which is important to turn that on when you sleep if you run the diesel heater. The outlet for the heater is right here. If you wanted to dampen the noise, you could have it coming out from here with some exhaust vents. That's one thing I thought about doing, is to have the duct coming in here, and that would dampen decrease the noise if you use this during the winter with full intensity. The exhaust port is right out here, and it's situated in such a way to where the exhaust gas does not come back inside of the van. The van has what's known as a gray water tank on the underside of it, which I'm imagining stores a couple hundred liters, and it has just a valve here to where when you're at a good spot you can empty that simply by turning the handle. Last year I resealed the windows and all of the fixtures on the top that stick out of the roof. There's 3 main fixtures, and I resealed those with maritime glue that's made for sealing up boats and campers and this kind of thing. The windows both have standard pull-down blinds, which work well. And actually in the winter, when I've used this when it's -5, I've seen a difference of up to 2 degrees just by closing these. So I think if you were to add a layer of insulation on the other side of this, you can get sheets of insulation from Biltema, that it would be quite a bit warmer in here. And then of course you just draw the curtains here. I should also mention that the vehicle's power system is chargeable from the dynamo. You just turn this lever here, this switch, and then as the motor is running, it will generate power to recharge the batteries. So all in all, this has been a great van. Like I said, we just don't have as much use for it as we thought we would, but it's very nice inside. It's spacious enough to walk around in. And it's pretty much the biggest thing that you can park in a single parking space, which is nice, because a lot of these vans are 6 meters. This one's 5 meters and 30 centimeters, which is just about the maximum that you can park in a single parking space, and the bigger ones are just a little bit too big in my opinion. So this has a lot of benefits. It's very good on fuel consumption because of the wedge design of the front. It uses a very efficient 2.5 liter turbo diesel motor. But for what it is, I think it's a vehicle that you'll be pretty happy with for this price point.